Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 between Power Gaming and Fnatic. I'm Luminous, and joining me is Tsunami, and you guys are watching a best of 3 in the C Summit 6 C qualifier. Did I say C twice? I did. This is the lower bracket finals. Loser is out. Winner gets to move on in faceless. Fnatic down 1 game against Power Gaming. Tsunami, we watched game 1. What are the opinions of both teams, and do you think we're going to see something different from at least Fnatic?
Based on the drafts, I was giving the edge to Power Gaming, but like most people, I'm sure I fell into the trap of falling for more star power. Fnatic's draft was questionable. Obviously, whenever you pull kind of strange strategies like that, you are hoping that you get a very early start and you're able to, turn your support PA into something viable. That game just was not the case. And this game from Fnatic, I'm hoping to see a little bit, something that's not quite as difficult to pull off, a little bit more stable draft. Maybe not as flashy, but something that, you can get away with.
Yeah, also to me, the big turning point in the game was the first major team fight where Axe was able to pick up his Blink well ahead of Ohio's Blink. Remember, Ohio had to join the fight, he died, and then I think the next time you commented on his Blink, he was still like 500-600 gold away. Had that been a different story, we might have seen Fnatic take game 1. He's going to be back on the slaughter again. Hopefully, I think the team should let him prioritize on the Blink a little bit more and take those fights a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll have to see what exactly the rest of Fnatic are intending on drafting. I am surprised, well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but Kunkka first ban status in Southeast Asia games as well?
Yeah, I think particularly against Power Gaming, they have one of the highest win rate, I think close to 80% with the hero. So they are super confident. Mozen is especially good on the hero. It's not just, the standard X torrent bolt that you see a lot of support Kunkka. He's like attacker status. Maybe not that fame level, but okay. I'm watching him and he knows his combos. Like back to front, front to back, left and right. So.
Oh, well, Fnatic is not shaken by their support pick. I thought part of the reason that they didn't do so well last game either is because they didn't have, like I said, any hard stuns. It was pretty much just Slardar Crush exclusively was their hardest form of crowd control. Warlock, I guess, can drop the rock, but you don't really want it for the stun unless if you're trying to get like really clean initiation or you're trying to cancel channels or something. Something that's that high of a cooldown, you need other supports that offer more reliable forms of crowd control, but they're feeling pretty confident. Hopefully this time they draft a secondary support that can complement the lack of crowd control on their team and not go the PA route again.
Yeah, I think to be fair for Fnatic, all the rocks being dropped last game was all defensively, right?
Yeah, almost exclusively.
Maybe
except for the one on the Sand King to get that gem.
Right. I felt like most of them were defensively, and honestly, I think Warlock is much better when he's using his ultimate offensively. And I think that mostly comes down to the second support that you're mentioning. If they have let's say an information gathering hero like a Bounty or Ricky, you could get a better scope of the fight, or you have another initiating stunner like an Elder Titan or a Ogre Magi, whatever, that could start the fight for you on your terms, and then you can follow up with the rock. I think Fnatic is going to have at least a better Warlock game this time around.
Yeah, hopefully, but it seems like Power Gaming knew what worked well last time. It was the levels of disengage that they had. They pick up the Shadow Demon again, which was working wonders for them in game 1, and followed up with the Juggernaut again. So far, very similar drafts coming out from both teams, which surprises me from Fnatic. It doesn't surprise me from Power Gaming.
Well, they do make some adjustments, though. They do take out the Luna, so we're not going to see that high ground pushing potential. As well as the Eclipse really won them a lot of those mid-game fights. And they're going to get themselves the Ogre Magi. This is definitely Mozen's hero. Very good on the hero. Roams around, get things done. What can you expect?
Yeah, and as well as discouraging any, I guess, pushing strats that Fnatic may be going for. Slardar and Warlock don't really scream pushing to me, but this game, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a high level in Bloodlust on this Ogre Magi early on, because Juggernaut synergizes exceptionally well with it.
You know what beats Bloodlust on towers when it comes to pushing?
What?
Centaur. Nice Bloodlust on your towers.
Oh, yo.
Die faster to return damage, bro.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, now you can think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, beats ice armor also. Like, how is that? How is that strategy allowed?
Well, actually, return does physical damage, so ice armor
Oh, that's
technically
true.
does
But you don't
okay.
get the slow, I
Yeah,
guess.
but the reason I'm actually suggesting Centaur is that Imperial Gaming has been running Centaur carry, and they don't ever get a blink on the hero. They just like go Hood, Vanguard, Heart, and just stands in front of tower and be like, "Yo, where you at?" And I saw an ogre one time had the bad luck of multi-casting his bloodlust, and it bounced onto a tower, and the tower just died in like in 2 seconds. So
Yeah, it's not often that you wish you didn't multicast as an ogre.
yeah. Anyways, we got Fnatic under their pick. Let's see if they're gonna run it back. Last game they went for a PA here. Um, I think both you and I are hoping that it is not gonna be a PA. We're gonna see a Lifestealer again. So, all right.
I mean, you presented the possibility of Riki, and I think that that's not a bad idea for Fnatic. I don't know if anyone on their team plays it, but last time it seemed like Fnatic was interested in getting a early mid-game vehicle for the snakes to infest into. Slardar, you know, he's more mid-game oriented because pre-Blink Dagger he doesn't offer that much for a lifestealer. You can just sprint in and crush, but the presence of an invisible Nace bomb could go a long way for Fnatic, especially against Power Gaming's draft right now, which is, you know, quite spell dependent. Things like a Cloud against Juggernaut and Ogre and Shadow Demon. I mean, most of these heroes are pretty survivable, but only if they're able to get their spells off.
Yeah. And something that we touched on last game is that, yeah, sure, Lifestealer is not exactly the most late game core, but with amplified damage, you can extend your clock quite a bit. Now, granted, Juggernaut is likely going to get himself a Manta style, and he has spins to get rid of the amplified damage, so it's not something you could count on, you know, too much. But Lifestealer is going to be hitting hard. Now, this time around, though, Fnatic is on the Radiant side, so those Roshan sneaks will not be as easy.
No, they won't. And I'm I'm wondering what exactly Power Gaming was concerned about because they banned out Ursa and Drow Ranger. I don't think Drow Ranger would have really fit into Fnatic's draft, really, because I don't see too much synergy with the Warlock, and it seems that Power Gaming are maybe worried about pushing. That's why I considered that High Bloodlust Ogre Magi might be on the table, so I'm imagining that Power Gaming is going to go for early aggression all over again.
Yeah. I guess they banned the Ursa. Ooh. Off-lane Night Stalker?
I don't know where else. I think
Or mid?
Juggernaut is still the play here.
Or mid?
We'll see what Fnatic does.
Yeah, I think Power Gaming banned the Ursa because they're thinking of putting a melee mid, whether it's Juggernaut or Night Stalker. Probably the Juggernaut. But
Yeah, most likely. But I mean, the hero is competent wherever you put him. Medusa is pretty good at dealing with most of Power Gaming's heroes.
yep. And it's a hero that Mushi is actually quite comfortable with. In fact, I think he's been winning on this hero quite a bit. So I really
Ending
kind
for
of...
mid?
Yeah, mid.
Okay.
Basically, when they put Medusa mid, they play a very high tempo 4 protect 1, as you would normally do with Medusa. And Medusa just only joins the fight with Stone Gaze if necessary. And he kind of just farm all over the map, let his team, you know, roam and get things done. So it
Yeah,
looks...
but again, I feel like Fnatic is falling into the same trap all over again. The only stun they have right now is Crush. Their fifth pick needs to be a very selfless fifth pick, one that's okay getting like literally no farm or no levels whatsoever, because Warlock needs the levels, Warlock needs the farm. He can't, and he's not going to be able to find very much when he's competing with a Lifestealer, Medusa, and Slardar as well. And okay, Bounty Hunter is very content with just getting whatever he can find on the scraps of the map.
Yep, and that's going to give them the invis initiation that they need with the Lifestealer, although not nearly as good as Riki because you don't have Blink Strike or Cloud to kind of back it up. But Fnatic working towards a very strong mid game, right? Bounty to me is not the invis scouting hero that he once was. I think Riki is much better for that. But now Bounty is much better for the mid game tracks. In conjunction with the Slaughter, this Fnatic team chases like a god. They don't have a lot of stuns, like you said, but they could get in there and keep on chasing. Meanwhile, Power Gaming, a PL.
Last pick, PL, which I have not seen a PL, definitely. Like I said that I didn't see a support PA in a while. I have not seen PL picked at all in a while.
Well, Diffusal Blade is going to be quite good against Medusa, should you be able to get all your army right up to your face. Of course, she has some defensive capabilities. actually going to be pretty good against Fatal Bond, or is it pretty bad against Fatal Bond? Like, you could kind of read it both ways.
I think it's pretty good because chances are, with new PL, the illusions dissipate too fast that if you catch the heroes and you catch a few of his illusions, they're going to vanish and you're going to have one bonded target, which is just the main hero.
What if you have all the illusions bonded together with the hero, and Medusa just
Yes.
hits illusions and you
That's
just
the
die,
thing. I'm
right?
not sure how illusion damage reduction works with Fatal Bonds. I'm pretty sure it's just like whatever real damage they take, not like the fake damage that they take pre-reduction or whatever.
Well, hopefully
It's like-
we're gonna see that interaction happen this game, so we can learn a little bit more. What's your thought on this off-lane Night Stalker? It's gonna be handled by MTR.
I think he's going to be able to get away with it. I think in most comps you're not able to get away with an offlane lifestealer, but like I said, Fnatic has no scary supports. Even the presence of a bounty hunter roam is irrelevant to a 5 armor Night Stalker because all they have is right click against him. There's really no magic damage besides the bounty hunter's shuriken and I guess Mystic Snake, depending on whichever lane, like maybe Night Stalker roams mid. In lane, he's going to be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I agree with that point, but I don't think Night Stalker is a good hero in this game because, you know, Dusa doesn't care, right? Like, she's gonna turn on Stone Gaze, or if she gets silenced, she's gonna have Manta to turn on Stone Gaze later on in the game. When you go for Night Stalker games, you tend to clump up quite a bit, and I think that's where the Fatal Bond and Raw combo gets you pretty good. So, until MTR, you know, gets himself a big streak, they do know AU is nearby as Smoke is broken, but did not pop the dust. Yeah, we'll see how MTR plays it, but
I think that if MTR is able to find farm, which last game on his axe he found farm exceptionally well, then Night Stalker is a very strong pick because the silence is so good against Lifestealer and Dusa. Like Dusa, yes, she can get the Stone Gaze, assuming she gets to cast it. She's not going to be able to toggle Mana Shield when silenced, and she's not going to be able to hit her ultimate whenever she's silenced.
Yeah.
So if MTR is able to get like some move speed items, or the Dream is an ag early on, that level of map control will not only shut down a bounty hunter, but shut down all of Fnatic's heroes in fights.
sure. One of the longest single target silence in the whole game, especially during the nighttime, so it is a powerful tool. Let's see if they're going to be able to take advantage of it. Lance will be going to safe lane, so this is going to be a mid Phantom Lancer. That we see even less. In terms of his ability to lane against Dusa, I'm not sure. I feel like Dusa is going to do okay.
Yeah, I think Dusa has the advantage here, especially because DDZ, like as a mid PL, you can't get runes very easily, so you can't support Lance spam. And Lance spam is the only thing that I would say would give him the edge. He can't spam Doppelganger to dodge Mystic Snakes all day, so he's going to have a tough time in this lane. Thankfully, he got a poor man's shield, so at least the right-click harass won't be that big of a deal, but I'm surprised that they opted to send the PL mid.
Now, the one thing that they do have over the Medusa is that you have kill potential, especially with this Ogre running in. Especially once Phantom Rush, as well as a point or two into Spirit Lance is taken up, Mushi is going to have to, you know, be on his toes.
Yeah, but if you're dual midding against Abdusa, then she's already pleased with that. Like, all she needs is the levels. She's going to get her farm eventually. If she doesn't get it early, so what? PL, on the other hand, is not able to recover nearly as easily. Especially, I mean, he needs something like a level advantage because he does not have the best stat gain anymore.
Well, it seems like this Ogre is content to lob in an Ignite or two and then promptly move outside of experience range, allowing the PL to hit his level 2 as well. Meanwhile, one can wonder if the Bounty Hunter is doing nearly as much as the Ogre so far. Not as much as he's roaming around. Mushi taking a ton of damage. The Lance is going to follow through. Mushi forced to turn on the shield to take well, a little bit less damage there, but I feel like
once Mushi gets his bottle, life is going to be a lot easier. I will give the edge early on, and I do think that Power Gaming is making the right call, putting this investment to shut down the Medusa mid, but you're not going to be able to permanently dual mid. This Ogre is going to have to leave eventually, but there's really nowhere for him to go. Like, he goes top, Starter doesn't care, he's been getting free farm. You're not going to be able to go bot to contest this Lifestealer and this Warlock, so I think that right now Fnatic's fine.
I don't know. I'm just constantly watching this mid lane. CS-wise, Dusa's got 3, PL's got, well, 3 denies and 10 CS. And he's constantly being on a very aggressive stance against Mushi. Mushi, like you said, once he gets to the bottle will be okay, but he's quite far away from that bottle. I could see him dying to the next Ignite as well as Lance. He's actually forced to get salves Generally not a good sign here for the mid laner.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Demon hasn't gotten like a TP and put like a quick shadow word on Deuce mid, because that would make a big difference. He doesn't need to be hanging out bot this much. I'm assuming that maybe since last game he was so hampered by levels that he wants to get jungle farm, he wants to get these jungle camps uncontested, and they're just going to let Deuce fend for herself on the Saren getting mid here. There's a big rotation coming around, and Mushi is all out of mana, only has one tango. PL lightens the damage, but MTR and Mozen are ready to go, and this is a dead Dusa.
This is not a rotation you expect. The Night Stalker ganking in daytime. Nobody fears the Day Stalker. Mozen's gonna set up the kill for the team, and he grabs first blood. And it goes from bad to worse as the bottle gets further and further away. You know, maybe we need to see Demon mid. Not just TPing, they just like stay there and give him the shadow word, pull some camps, or whatever the case might be. And right now, this bounty hunter has not really done much. Although that, you know, that's pretty standard. Bounty doesn't do much nowadays anymore, with all of his mana costs being heavily nerfed.
Yeah, and Dire Team is very prepared for it. Really, the only place that AU could viably go, because Night Stalker's in the jungle 99% of the time. You're not going to find him, and you're not going to be able to kill him even if you do find him. He could go to the top lane to bother this Juggernaut, but there is Sentry Ward coverage all over the place for Dire, and that's what's allowing these supports on Power Gaming to just leave Juggernaut to his own devices and just hassle this Deuce in mid like crazy.
Yep. Now there is... Ooh, he jumps right into a double damage Ohio. The crush does hit, but he's actually focusing on Illusion on the wrong one, Fnatic. Oh, that's a terrible mistake. I don't think they will die. Oh, Mango into a stun. Now they want to focus on Mozen, but Mozen, he's a very, very tanky target. He will go down regardless, and now they want to focus on DDZ on the right side. He does have one lance available to him. He actually gets hit by a lance, and the damage output from Ohio. Oh, Night Stalker comes right into the fight, is able to get the counter kill, and saves PL at the same time. Well done.
Yeah, this Night Stalker has been making a ton of space. I'm definitely impressed with MTR this series. As a like semi-jungler slash roamer, he's so active on the map at all times, and it just so happened that 4 minutes was they went for the rune up top, double damage on the Slardar. Had he targeted the right PL from the start, which you kind of need to recognize that, like, why isn't this guy running away from my right clicks? He's probably not the real one. At least they got the kill on the Ogre, but really nice rotations from this Night Stalker, and he's going to have as good of a game that as I was hoping he was having.
Mushi on the mid lane having a lot more trouble. Ignite and Lances are coming through. He spends the rest of his mana pool throwing out Mystic Snake. I think Dusa has to... Well, it looks like he has his bottle, and he does have his boots as well, and that's going to go a long way in terms of saving him. Not too far from level 6. Once he gets that, he will feel much safer. But it's nighttime, and MTR, where is he heading to next? Probably mid?
It's mid, all right. They know that Mushi just never seems to have any vision here, and Bounty Hunter's in the vicinity, but it's too little too late.
4-man gang for Mushi. Ports are coming. That's Demon, but he cancels his port. He knows his friend is dead. All right.
Meanwhile, Juggernaut top on Lance gets the kill on Slaughter with the Omni Slash.
Well, this is a game that you want to be playing Night Stalker when you're having this kind of a big snowball effect. He's now back on the bottom lane to get that experience.
100%, and I mean, they haven't even been able to do that much damage to this tier 1 tower. You have 2 heroes, Raven and Warlock have been here the entire time. If you're gonna put in that much of an investment into one lane, you need to create pressure on that lane. The tower is still at like almost half HP. Night Stalker feels perfectly okay weaving in and out. He's got his Tranquil Boots completed, almost level 6 as well.
Mid lane
Things are
Mushi
looking grim.
being dove again here. The Lance did take away the mana from DDZ. Sorry, when I said Lance, I meant Mystic Snake. So he has no mana for Lance. But I think that DDZ's fine with that. He doesn't get the kill, but has Mushi ever like found a creep kill in the past 5 minutes? I feel like every time I look, he's getting creep kill because of the snake, but apart from that, he's just getting wrecked, getting pushed back so hard.
Yeah, this PL is hitting much harder than he should be at this stage. He shouldn't really be this far ahead against Adusa, but Power Gaming, they made the right call, and I'll say it again, Mushi is not able to recover if someone like Warlock does not come to help him, and that's going to continue being the case, because Night Stalker can just keep coming in and out. He has nothing better to do than hassle this Dusa.
So you know how you said that DDZ's not going to have the mana to support the land spam? His support's like been porting in mid, refilling his bottle, so he's constantly mid.
Every single mid dreams of treatment like this. This is the deluxe package.
Well, I mean, it works out, right? Not only are you, getting farm, you're also pressuring the opposing carry so hard that it makes it worth it to spend all these TPs. Ohio's waiting for DDZ to play that overcommitment game and punish him for it. But, okay, PL now scouts him out. So there goes that gambit.
Yeah, Dire has so much ward coverage. I don't even know when they managed to... Oh, great. Juggernaut gets another kill on Bounty Hunter as well.
Yep. Did not spend Omni Slash, just a simple spin after, I imagine, a dust being used. And they're going to be the one that's actually pressuring. Meanwhile, bottom lane looks like there was a big aggression play here against MTR, but he's Night Stalker in nighttime, so looks like he was just able to walk out of it and be fine. Back in the mid lane, DDZ also pressuring the tower. Looks like this is a train and it's crashing fast, and the train's name is Fnatic.
Yeah, this is a movie. This is a movie of what is that, Denzel Washington one, something like that. This is Bad Train. Bad Train's the name of the movie because there's so much map control on Dire team, and this is even at daytime. I was saying, I don't know when this ward was placed. It says it's Mosin's ward. I have no idea when he managed to make his way over there. But the fact that an Ogre Magi can just stroll in to this deep of Radiant territory and not fear any sort of, resistance whatsoever, it just shows that Fnatic are losing their grip on this entire map.
Yeah. This draft that Fnatic is drafting like this, it's been like this for 4 or 5 games in a row now, where they draft essentially very static lanes. They're putting a lot of faith into AU in terms of creating the early game pressure that they need. And when they lose, it's because they're losing the lanes this hard. They're getting out pressured, and they're not doing enough pressuring in their own lanes. So Power Gaming, like you said, they made the right kind of gambles. They made the right adjustments. I still really like that gank when Night Stalker came in mid 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, typically that's the kind of movement that you see from the Bounty Hunter, and they didn't even have a Sentry Ward mid for a long time for this PL to be concerned about a Bounty Hunter, because they were like, as long as Ogre is hanging around, Bounty Hunter's not going to even want to do anything. And Medusa doesn't really support a Bounty Hunter gank that much. Mystic Snake, you need a few lucky bounces. You need to hope that PL doesn't go into a doppelganger.
Yeah, which he has been every time.
Every single time. Yeah. And now AU getting damaged again, but weaves out.
Alright. Lance does not have a dust. AU very happy with that and able to survive, but every lane's being pressured, and this is daytime. So MTR checking out on his farm. Looks like he's just got the basics. Your Iron Talon, your Urn, and I think the next major item he's going to get is a point booster into the Aghanims, but he could be getting something crazy that will surprise all of us.
Yeah, I think Ag is the play here, especially now that Slardar's ult doesn't give vision. Back in the day, I used to avoid getting Night Stalker Ag because then Slardar's ult would basically give them all of my vision.
Right.
But
same thing with Trek.
Yeah, same thing with Trek, exactly. And so, all things considered, I think Ag is amazing this game, and it's just gonna continue the snowballing. At least Fnatic was able to have their Lifestealer go pretty much unhassled the entire time, and they're going for their first bomb with AU onto this Night Stalker. I don't know if they're going to be able to...
He re-windwalked in front. They're going to go for the kill regardless. He turns on the nighttime. The body block from AU. Now he runs the other way. The Mystic Snake will hit. MTR will go down. JYC not disrupting him. He's trying to make it out himself. He gets tracked. But that was a key kill. They get the Night Stalker, who was farming relatively well, and they get level 6 on AU. Could this be the comeback they need? Meanwhile, though, they lose tier 1 mid, and Juggernaut continues to pressure tier 2 top.
It was a good move, especially since the Deuce showed up. The Deuce showing up made a big difference. I'm assuming that it was a track kill. There's no reason why it wouldn't be, right?
I think he turned level 6 after that kill.
Oh.
Like, he got the experience.
Yeah, see, that's what I wasn't sure. And in that case, I'm not quite as sure. I mean, like, great, it was a kill. Like, you can take whatever you can get, especially if they're going to get this other kill on Fnatic AU.
Yeah, he is. Okay. He is gone.
Meanwhile, MTR has no fear whatsoever. He immediately dies. Yeah, whatever. Let's go back in for a fight.
Yeah, DDZ is working towards that Diffusal Blade, as you would imagine. We got Battle Fury being worked on here by Lance. Lance is working towards Demon. Demon needs to do the ring around the Rosie, but somehow getting vision across the tree because look at these deep wards. Why do they have wards here? Lance is going to be able to pour it out unless there's a lucky bash. Ohio does not have a point to it. And Demon says, there is vision behind these trees.
Dude, why do they have ward? When did Mosin place this ward? I'm not even looking at him for a few seconds. Like, you shouldn't feel this confident, especially against a bounty hunter, to be like, yeah, I'm just going to walk all the way into your base near tier 3. I'm gonna place a quick ward there. Don't worry about it. You know, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for them, that war will get rewarded, but it's already paid for itself, getting that key kill on Demon. And now we're gonna see Power Gaming now pushing bottom. They're gonna be the one that's setting the tempo of the game. And if it's nighttime, it's gonna be so hard to make that defense.
They're gonna find Juggernaut here, or maybe not. Yeah, okay, they're gonna find him, and he's really low. His healing.
They need to rock this.
Side.
Spin, and they don't get out. And that was a track kill. Very important that AU track after he spun and not before it. So they do get the 3-man track off. And now it looks like they're going to steal the stack as well. This can be big, but MTR is on the back line. He is tracked up. He kills the rock. Does not care. Now Mushi being focused. Mushi's out of mana now. He needs to get mana back for his ultimate. Meanwhile, Raven doesn't have rage. He's purged up right now. Are they focusing him? He does pop the rage. He's moving actually quite fast. But he is need to armlet toggle his way out of here. He does pop the armlet. Now, it looks like Dust missing on AU. They do get a secondary kill, and these are track kills flying out. Raven in a lot of trouble. He's out of mana on the left side. They still have vision on him, and Raven will fight. Okay, he's still armlet toggling. But I don't think you could toggle your way out of this one. End of the fight, that was... what, 2 for 2? Or was it 2 for 1?
I think it was 2 for 1, and obviously, like you said, track gold kills as well.
Yeah. Don't call it a comeback yet, but Fnatic, they have some signs of life.
They might want to go for a little bit more. I mean, Juggernaut has Omni Slash, so okay, yeah, they're going to leave him alone. But it was extremely lucky rotation from Fnatic because the other 3 heroes of Power Gaming were pushing bot tier 1. It was just Juggernaut all alone, having just completed his fresh Battle Fury, taking these stacks, and it snowballed out of control because there was just such poor positioning. The rock died almost instantly whenever MTR avoided it, but even without that, Fnatic were able to do enough damage because Medusa is kind of starting to hit that stride with her max Mystic Snake. I don't think Stone Gaze was used that fight, but no. Mystic Snake does so much damage by itself that whenever there are no creeps around, all the bounces are going to hurt like hell on heroes.
Yeah, Power Gaming will angrily take a tier 1 tower. I wonder if they're going to look to defend their own tier 1 though, or are they going to press for a tier 2?
No, it's going to be a trade.
I wonder how Fnatic got vision of the Juggernaut in that last fight. Like, they just went straight there. I wonder if there's a ward there or they scanned. Whatever the case is, they definitely found this mark. And I think stealing the Ancients is also a big reason why they're kind of back into this game now.
Yeah, definitely. Every little bit of income that you can get is helping. And the track gold is making a big difference. Otherwise, they would be much further behind. And scan is used by Dire Team. They want to make sure that they can take this tier 2 completely uncontested, which after seeing so much, you know, presence out of Fnatic, they're kind of falling off the map again.
Yeah. I mean, that's the ebb and flow that you expect from a Warlock lineup, right? They will have that rock back up in 5 seconds, and maybe they'll make a play off of it, but, you know, Fnatic definitely wasn't looking to defend their own tier 2 just now.
And I'm surprised that Fnatic hasn't at least made more motion toward Roche. I mean, it's a good thing that they haven't because Dire has tons of vision all in the vicinity. But typically whenever you have a Slardar and a Lifestealer with, you know, Armlet Blightstone completed, you are able to go for a little bit earlier Roche than most other team comps would be able to. But right now, they just have such little map control that you can't even put it on the table.
I think they normally would do it if there's not a Night Stalker in game, because the vision game is just so hard to come by.
Right, and it looks like Night Stalker is going for the Ag to really solidify that vision.
By the way, Night Stalker Axe is probably the best snowballing item in the game, because if you could get it as early as MTR is going to be getting it, like, I just don't see how you lose the game. Like, every gank that's coming your way, you sniff it out. Once you get the gem, Bounty Hunter can't play Dota anymore. It's, I don't know, it's the ultimate nail in the coffin for me.
Bounty Hunter can't play Dota, but Dusa will always be able to play Dota, so
sure,
I'm never confident in calling out a Dusa no matter how dire things look, especially when you have something like a Bounty Hunter to, you know, just in case one fight goes bad, it goes doubly bad whenever there's a Bounty Hunter on the loose.
Okay, Fnatic is going to be setting up gank. They see JYC, that's a track on 4. Alright, more of that bank being filled by Fnatic. And now they're going to get a tier 1 tower to boot. I don't think the Radiant team is looking to defend. I say that though, DDZ is standing right on top of AO. Lance is going to come down just for a simple harass.
Yeah, Diffusal Blade is completed now, so he feels That's definitely worth tossing out any lands he can get his hands on. And now they're making moves for Roche.
Okay.
Rock is up, Stone Gaze is up, everything's up, including Power Gaming, except for the Shadow Demon, but they're going to contest this.
And critically, the thing that's down right now is Darkness, so no nighttime here. Fnatic feeling very, very confident. Okay, Lance will come in. And Power right now need to kind of delay as much as possible. Do you see that double ganger? That was super clutch. He got one illusion up and got the D ward off. Meanwhile, Ohio finds JYC again on the right side. He's going to be going down. That's another 4-man track kill. Thank you very much, Fnatic says. Uh-oh, Dusa? By yourself against all the... His mana's being burned super fast right now. Blinking forward, Lance spins through and kills Mushi. A big mistake, and now it looks like they will get Lance. But no, he Omni slashes before he dies. He will definitely die, but not before doing a ton of damage. Okay, the Rock will zone people away, but they don't get the Roche. Here comes Ohio. Blink stuns again. Mosin dropping low. There's that Pivo you're talking about. It bounces left and right. They do get another kill and another track kill at that. They track DDZ again. It's a very costly defense of the Roche. And, you know, it's not even done yet because Fnatic goes right back in it. But I do believe MTR has farmed Axe at that time. Yes, it is nighttime very, very soon. Or darkness is available. So I imagine we're going to see a fight now.
Well, they're going, but this amp damage is making Roche go down exceptionally quickly, especially when you got this... Oh my gosh, PL is going to get hassled, but he goes into the doppelganger.
DDZ going for the kill on AUG. He just now sends illusions on them. They do get the one kill. The Rock is going to time out very soon as well. They silence Raven. That's an 8-second silence. Nope, never mind. He hasn't maxed it yet. It's only 6. Raven is going to walk away. Meanwhile, DDZ, very low in terms of mana and health, but looks like he wants to kill on Raven. Raven does have Aegis. He goes into Ohio, and now I don't know if you want to go on Ohio. Yeah, and they'll back it off. Meanwhile, in the back line here, Demon succumbs to the Night Stalker. So at the end of the fight, they lose 2 supports on the way out. They got a couple of track kills and the Roche kill before that, so I'm going to say that's a pretty big Fnatic victory. However, the Ags is up on the Night Stalker. The gem, I imagine, will be soon follow. And the game gets much, much harder now.
Yeah, Fnatic knew that that was one of their last real openings, and they took advantage of it. Initially, I was skeptical that after Dusa died, whether they would be able to take Roche as easily as they did. But they felt confident. They had continued killing all of Power Gaming's, you know, less core heroes. The Shadow Demon kept having questionable, is the way I'm going to phrase it, positioning. And he didn't seem interested in using Disruption to stall things out whenever he was out of position. But, you know, in the end, Fnatic, they have too much presence with this Bounty Hunter being able to get all these track kills, all these shuriken bounces, Slardar being able to blink around on demand as easily as he is. It's working out really well, but any time that it's nighttime, Power Gaming needs to start making moves, and so hopefully during this natural night, Power Gaming isn't going to be too intimidated by this Aegis and will actually still go for pushes.
I think the reason that JYC is getting caught so much is he's trying to do the same thing that he did last game, which was trying to get vision on the enemy side with Shadow Poison, and perhaps get off the Blink Dagger of Ohio's, but he doesn't have to earn, so it gets a little bit harder, and more importantly, he's more doing it from low ground to high ground, whereas last game he was using the high ground to his advantage. So yeah, his deaths are costly, especially, again, you know, it doesn't matter if you're support, track kills are track kills. Now MTR with Darkness and Nightfall is looking to wrestle the map control back. He does have the gem. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Radiant Vision now, which is non-existent.
Yeah, he's been eating with his Talon wards everywhere, and I mean, it's working, but Fnatic is pretty okay staying as 5. As long as Dusa is still getting farm, as long as Lifestealers are getting farm, it's okay if you have to stay as 5, as long as your team survives.
Ooh. Blink Dagger pickup on PL. What's your thought on this?
This is kind of the reason why I don't think PL is that good in the current meta, because PL with a Blink Dagger is a huge menace. I'm not going to lie. It's incredibly difficult
hold
to deal
that
with.
thought. We're going to see the initiation against MTR. They kill him. Do they get the gem? That's the question. I don't see anybody picking up just yet. Okay, the dust is going to fly against AU. Mushi on the backline, very, very safe. And now that upheaval, zoning everybody out. The Omni Slash will fly off. And now JYC in a lot of trouble here. Defensive disrupt. No, that was an offensive one. He gets chopped down as well. They lose 2 immediately. Where did the gem end up on? Looks like Ohio got it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think the game just turned right there.
Okay, so was that a smoke? Because there's no way that you can sneak up on an Ag Night Stalker like that.
How did they get vision of them?
I mean, Radiant has these sentry wards and this observer ward, or was it placed after the fight? No, I think it was
It's
placed
placed before the fight.
Yeah.
And
So
how
they
did
may
Night Stalker
actually
not
keep
see
that-
those wards?
He may have been going to deward it, which is why he was in that vicinity. And
Right.
I'm assuming that was just like the greatest bait 2016, because Slardar immediately jumped on the Night Stalker, and it's hard not to be out of position as the Night Stalker. You're so fast, you're so mobile. It's okay if you're not with your team because you can see everything. But he didn't see that. He didn't see all of Fnatic jumping on him, and that was extremely well played, extremely good opening.
Yeah, that was a pretty big gambit as well, and they committed the rock, but obviously it works out. Multiple track kills happening, and I'm gonna say Alpivo had a big part in that because half the team was trying to run, they can't, and half the team trying to commit, and it was just not great. So Alpivo wins games, dude.
That's what I've been saying, man. And also Track wins games. Track definitely wins games. Mushi is getting quite a bit more farm than you would think that a Dusa against a Night Stalker Ag would get. But, I mean, he's showing up to fights whenever he needs to. He's farming anytime that he doesn't need to show up to fights. And right now, even though it's not at the point where Mushi can start taking like 1v2, 1v3 fights, he's going to get there soon. And Slardar and Slardar and Lifesteal are going to make sure he gets to that point very comfortably.
Yeah, he's already at a point where he will be able to get off of Stone Gaze without too much fear, unless he gets Crippling Fear. And I think Stone Gaze will be able to reset the fight. You get to now reinitiate with Slardar, re-engage with the Rock. And I think that's the stance that they're going to be taking. So Power Gaming, despite having their lead, the lead is actually dwindling quite fast. They need to make a big power play.
Aegis was now reclaimed, so Fnatic don't have that now, but it seems that Power Gaming is just going to go for a... I guess maybe they're looking like they want to smoke, but I don't really know. Ogre Magi does have a smoke in his inventory. But, okay, so the point that I was making initially is that that's why I don't like PL very much in the current meta, because Blink Dagger does help him out substantially, but then he can't really deal damage because his stat gains just aren't good right now. He's in a bad place. Against Adusa, he's viable solely because of the Diffusal Blade, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Lance pick up a Diffusal Blade of his own on the Juggernaut, so we'll see if PL is able to get away with going for a positioning as opposed to a damage item when he's really their only core that it can go up against Adusa, because Juggernaut's going to have a tough time.
I think the reason that we see the two Blink Dagger, one on Jug, one on the Phantom Lancer, is that they're not looking to engage the Dusa until very end. They're looking to kill, the backlines, kill particularly Demon before he drops his ult, and then work on Ohio, work towards the Life Slayer, and then focus on Dusa. Because I don't think Dusa at this stage could 1v5. I mean, eventually she'll get there. And it's up to Power Gaming to prevent that from ever happening.
Had PL gotten his Blink Dagger maybe like 5 or 6 minutes sooner than he did, then I think that would have been, the right call. But now Medusa is so, she's going to be wherever she wants. You can't control. Even if you do jump on the backlines, Warlock dies, then what? You're going to have to use Doppelganger. You're going to have to somehow get out of the fight after you get into it. And Slardar and Lifestealer with these constant bombs they're going to jump on any single Fnatic gaming hero, including this Ogre, maybe.
I wonder if they saw the Ogre, because they just turned away. They're like, we don't want to break the smoke for an Ogre, even though that was a 4-man track kill.
Yeah,
they want it for this, though. MTR is going to get caught. 4-man track, thank you very much. Now we go back and deposit this money. Maybe we'll get something on the way out. Ohio going to get multicast, but Track will now see Mosin. He runs very fast back to his tier 2, but can you outrun this team? Raven says, I want to go for a little bit more. Omni Slash flies out here. Ohio goes down. The gem hits the deck. They need to recover the gem. Somebody grab the gem. The Rock now hits the ground. They get Mosin on the way out. That was a track kill. And now DDZ, he gets stoned. He's going to be dead as well. That's also another track. Buybacks are coming in. They want to win this fight. They need to win this fight. JYZ dies to the immolation of the Golem. They want to get Mushi. Mushi now out of gas. And they will get him. Or will they? Lance looking to jump away. Infest into the Golem. And who recovered the gem? The Bounty Hunter did. Oh my god.
They're going to go in on DDZ, I think. I don't think he can do very much. He goes into the Doppelganger. He's going on AU, but AU doesn't have any more mana. And PL doesn't deal damage if he can't deal mana burn.
What?
Medusa gets out. Bounty Hunter gets out. Everyone gets out of that fight, except for the Slardar and the Warlock.
What a freaking disaster. That was a buyback from DDZ as well. So you were worrying about his stats. You were worrying about his damage output. Well, that just got a lot worse.
Yeah, Juggernaut did a great job. He was able to get the kill on Slaughter with some very lucky Omni/bounces. You know, he's dealing damage. DDZ pretty much only deals damage to Mushi. He was able to jump on the Warlock, like you were saying, that was the purpose of the Blink Dagger. But then what? Like, you can't offer very much, and even his Diffusal Blade charges are down to 2, so if he's been having to spend those to get kills, then what's he going to do after that item wears out of charges?
Yeah, I saw him spamming a couple to get rid of track on himself as well. But yeah, you know, those are not infinite charges. He'll probably upgrade into Diffusal Blade 2, as that is a sizable increase in terms of your damage output, especially when you're playing more of the illusion build, like he is. And like you mentioned...
Well, it used to be better whenever the mana burn also increased, and right now it seems like he's pretty much exclusively interested in the mana burn. So level 2 gives you 10 more agi, 5 more int. Doesn't give you any more mana burn like it used to, and right now against Adusa, that would have made a big difference. The hero himself, with 5 more agi on his illusions, 10 more agi on his illusions, 10 more agi on the hero, I don't think it's going to do as much as it used to, and I think he needs another damage item, like something like... I feel he should have waited for something like a Scotty. These days I feel like Scotty is very important on a PL to actually be able to stand in fights and not just be hit and run.
Or just simply a Manta to get rid of tracks and amplify damage.
Right.
But regardless, if he does go for the Diffusal Blade 2, it gives him more of the charges that you mentioned that he needs to kind of take on these fights. Juggernaut also has a Diffusal Blade now to kind of go along with the same game plan, but as Power Gaming backs out of the Roche pit, Roche spawns, and Fnatic says, okay, we'll take it.
You can't script this kind of timing. Things are just coming up roses for Fnatic right now.
Yep. With the gem that they still have on Ohio, they are just going for D wards left and right. Now with Aegis on Mushi, he can frontline with his heart's content. He's got evasion, he's got damage block, he's got spell block.
Which is why I think it was the right call for Juggernaut to go for this Diffusal. I thought that he should have gotten it maybe a little bit earlier, maybe sooner than this Manta even, but I'm just glad that he got it, period, because PL is not going to be able to deal with this Dusa himself.
Yep.
And, I mean, Juggernaut's been doing a good job of dealing with everyone but Dusa, but she's been surviving every single fight. After that one fight at the Roche pit, I think Mushi has been alive, like, the entire time.
You know what's been the weirdest thing for me is that, surprisingly, your best vision hero is the one that's getting caught. Because MTR is dying at the beginning of every single fight. And that shouldn't be the case.
These smokes have been exceptional. Like, the discipline to not go for the Ogre in that earlier smoke attempt.
Yeah, they saw him multiple times.
It takes a lot of restraint, because, I mean, you see a free target, they didn't have any vision, so maybe the Ogre's the only target that you're going to be able to find regardless, but they held on to it, they found this Night Stalker with his Ag, and he hasn't bought a second gem yet, and I think he's too scared to buy a second gem.
I think he's maybe looking to get BKB first, and then the second gem, but that could be another 10-15 minutes. Because Night Stalker is...
He's sitting on 2k gold, so, I mean, there aren't many reasons why you would sit on that much gold unless you're just not sure what to buy.
Is he buying a Blink too? Like, is this the next level play? That can't be, right? Alright, his teammate bought him a gem. He buys Blink.
Okay.
Look,
fine.
man, we just go from behind.
I mean, I was talking about how good Silence is this game. It's still good. Dusa has a Linken's, but Void will still pop the Link. Yeah, and Manta, so actually that's true. I think Dusa's going to be a tough target. And Void is just, I mean, Night Stalker is just... He's not going to be able to find this Lifestealer because he's just sitting in Slardar, so that's the other Silence target that you're usually looking for. I don't think Blink is the play here.
Well, he thinks so. Let's see if it's going to work out. Lance is going to be split pushing bottom. He is sieging the tier 3 despite having an Aegis. Does not help you defend without you being there. So Mushi has the TP back. I mean, he doesn't care because he's buying Butterfly next. What do they have for Butterfly? Alright, here he comes, the Shadow Demon Axe, right?
I mean, Brick is going to be good. Oh man, MTR. He sees everything around him. Blinks out. And he has his gem now. Oh yeah, you said someone else bought his gem for him, so
yeah.
He's going to really need to hold on to that. He's trying to find wards, but he needs to go into enemy territory to find the valuable wards, because it's great if you can kill the wards that are on your side of the map, but that doesn't help you go for kills. So he's going with his team now. They're all motioning towards the top area of this map. DDZ.
Oh, by the
has
way,
a-
sorry to cut you off. I just noticed that the score ticker on the top is not correct. Power Gaming is up 1 game right now.
Oh yes, that is true.
Yeah. So Fnatic needs to win this game to stay alive. This is a elimination series in the lower bracket of the C Summit 6 qualifiers. And Power Gaming is up 1. And I mean, this game, I think Power Gaming, despite giving away the big lead that they had, and you can see the goal graph now going towards the side of Fnatic, I still think they could win this game, but it has to come from some next level execution. Sorry for missing that kill. That was JYC getting caught out again. Yeah, they need to really utilize these blink daggers, go from the back, and make something happen.
And it's daytime now, so that's not going to be likely unless MTR wants to force darkness. And I mean, Deuce still has this Aegis for a good portion. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. She has it for like a minute and a half now. And even with an Aegis, Fnatic knows that they are sitting comfortably. There's no reason to force a fight, force a push if you don't need to. The rest of his team is mid, and they're chilling there mid. Mushi might be joining them soon, but I don't think that they can go for a high ground.
Yeah, they can. Lancer has been doing an excellent job in terms of split pushing constantly. He's looking for the courier. Ooh, micro. Micro that courier, and looks like we're going to see a spin TP out of there. And meanwhile, we're going to see double ganger being used on the bottom lane. DDZ also split pushing.
Yeah, if he knew that Deuce's Manta was down, he would have definitely gone for that Omni Slash, I'm pretty sure. But
MTR?
No.
Getting full visions, but does he see Bounty Hunter on the right side? Looks like he has not. They see him now. Blink him. Get him. He's got the mech, but I don't know. He makes it out of there. It looks like his team has forsaken him. Or,
My god. Gets
What?
silenced, eats all of it, and then TP's out.
I think it's more of MTR being scared. Like, if he gets jumped by Slaughter and loses this gem, that could be just game over.
That's definitely true. And that's why I felt like something like a BKB would have been so much better for MTR. He's
Or-
not able to play as you get a Blink Dagger because you want to play aggressive. But you can't play aggressive if you're scared of what the enemy can initiate on you with.
I mean, a big thing about the Blink Dagger, which, apart from going on the back in the fights, is that you can split push. And they've been doing that with the triple blinks, right? Like,
Well, it's pretty much just Lance. Like, Night Stalker's hanging out with his team.
the
most of
PL, the PL has been doing that too.
True.
Yeah.
But Lance, it feels like this Jug has BOTs almost, the way he's been moving around the map. But
Right.
It doesn't.
Yeah, and then gets blink. And yeah, sure, the blink on the Night Stalker doesn't contribute too much to the split pushing game plan, but he's the one in the woods, right, scouting people out if they're making a backstab. It ain't great, but I'm just trying to kind of understand from his perspective.
Right.
Look, I would have, in his position, went for Octarine, right? Just give him the Permanite to go for the further vision if you don't go BKB.
Yeah. I think either of those options may have been a little bit better with how the game's going. Like, if they were still ahead, then I think Blink was a great plan. Just like I said, for the PL, if you're
Right.
still ahead, then go for the Blink. It's not a good recovery item. And right now, Mushi has a Butterfly completed as well. So even something like, I don't know, I guess he could have gone for a Solar Crest, but that's like a mid-game item, so you can't really do that.
Yeah, so looks like we are gonna see the BOT being upgraded for Lance, and now he's also working towards to an MKB, which
MKB.
makes sense.
Yeah, he's gonna need that against this Dusa because now PL, like, he doesn't have any True Strike. His illusions don't have any True Strike.
Yeah, you got the power of numbers, right? So they don't need True Strike. Some of them
That's
will hit.
true. And some of them will hit.
Yeah.
And I mean, he has a Manta style completed, so I guess 2 more of them have the probability of hitting. But man, he's just so far behind. For the start that he had and the investment that Power Gaming put in this PL, he's not having the impact that you would expect.
All right, they're setting up gank here for Lance. Multiple heroes waiting for him. Demon does have the axe finished. And they're trying to look for him. Lance, play with him a little bit.
Yeah, if he blinks into Demon, I will laugh so hard.
I don't think his blink could go that long. But
No, but 2 more blinks. Like, Demon has nothing better to do. He's just gonna chill here.
look, okay, yes, one more blink to go. Woo!
Jimmy's canceling.
What if he misclicked? He didn't cancel, but he found Lance just by like getting that
Okay.
O off. Lance, is he still?
AU might see him now. Okay, no,
No.
he's not gonna blink out.
All right, they were so close to each other, but they didn't know. Meanwhile, split pushing happening on the other side of the map. JYC technically becoming a core now because he's stealing these illusions from Mushi. And the power of a Shadow Demon at this stage of the game is actually not that bad. He can farm very quickly. He might actually eventually get towards the Nags, which is not a joke item.
It's not, but it only breaks, right? So Butterfly will still be in effect for Mushi. And I mean, really, there isn't anything worth breaking because it doesn't do like the damage reduction of Silver Edge, right?
Oh god! Wait, where did he go? Wait, how did he not get caught? Did he just Manta dodge a stun?
Dash.
I think he just Manta dodge a stun.
It may have happened. I wish I could have seen it.
He did not get a stun off, so. Or maybe I'm blind and he wasn't even there. Like, he Manta and just walked back. They do see Lance, though, because he is still tracked up. He spins it off now.
I can't believe it's only like 37 minutes. Like, the way both teams are playing, it feels like it's like 50 minutes in the game right now.
Because a lot of stuff has actually... A lot of stuff has happened, right? You know? Yeah. Just to remind the viewers that's joining us, Mushi got absolutely defecated on in the mid lane for like the first 7 minutes. And then Night Stalker just went all over the map killing stuff. And then somehow Ohio like just killed him in the jungle with a team fight. And then since then it's been Fnatic lead. For the past 5 minutes or so, though, Power Gaming has been able to split push.
Oh my god, they might find the perfect Roche respawn. Oh my god, it literally just respawned. I can't believe this. This is the second amazing respawn timing that they've got. They're going to be able to finish this and defend their tier 3 because Dire Team has no idea what the hell is going on. They're like, everyone's missing off the map. They're pinging out Roche, but it's too late and it's cheese.
I'm beginning to believe that they are scripting this to make it happen. Because...
Right? This is too perfect. This is the season finale of BTS Southeast Asia qualifiers.
Lance needs to TP out. They cancel with the rock if they want to commit it. Nope. Might have been good. I don't know. Hard to say, I guess.
Might have been worth it.
But Lance,
I mean, they do have the Aegis, so like even if they don't have the rock, they're still pretty strong in a team fight.
So let's say, okay, I don't imagine anything will happen with the next 5 minutes, right? So that Aegis is not going to be, you know, that big of a deal. The cheese probably is a big deal.
I can see tier 2 of Power Gaming being pushed in. Up top.
If Lance is dropping the ball in the split pushing game, which he has not been, right?
True.
So let's assume that Power Gaming will keep split pushing. What happens down the road, like, let's say, 10, 20 minutes now?
Uh-oh. Lance might have bitten off more than he can chew here.
TP out. Blink stun. Oh! Right, so they will lose the tier 2 top, like you said.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so things are going to happen in 5 minutes. That's what we both agreed on, right?
Yes. Okay. Like I said, if he doesn't drop the ball, could have easily spun TP.
That's true. He could have.
But nope, playing around the basher on Medusa, so, you know. No, they're going to just go down mid. Illusion's trying to slow things down. This is where you use...
dropped.
Sorry?
The ball has been dropped.
Yeah, the ball has really been dropped. Buyback is available on the side of Juggernaut, but you do not want to spend it there. But Fnatic says, dude, you got to spend it. Meanwhile, it looks like Heart has been picked up on DDZ, making sure... That means he has no buyback. So...
It also means he still doesn't have any damage. Like, it's a strength item. It doesn't deal any damage. He's going to go into the fight...
Yo! Base race? Lance buys back BLT's bottom!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Mushi on the low ground.
Yeah. They go now. They gotta go get the tier 3 and just go straight throne, right? That has to be the play. But Fnatic, J, chicken out. They defend the base by going for a big play. Are they gonna get caught? Demon still has the rock. It's gonna be 2 rock. The rock comes down here. They stun Lance. Lance is dead. That is a dieback. Well,
96 seconds dead. Yeah, I think that was the right call by Fnatic. You don't need to go for a base race. Power Gaming needs to go for a Hail Mary move, not Fnatic. The only way that they go for a base race is if Mushi's TP was on cooldown or something.
Which was not.
They are able to just completely
they're gonna get one more.
Juggernaut.
Ooh, JYC has the blink, will get himself back out, but that's 70 seconds to push down mid.
Why does Dire Team have such an obsession with blink daggers? Like, they're great. It's a great item. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, at 41 minutes against a Deuce of this stacked, you need different items. Right? I'm not crazy, am I?
Look, I don't disagree with you about at least the MTR blink.
Okay.
But fine. Raven, now working on the Raxes, and they will drop very fast. I think they could get at least double Rax.
For sure.
Or they could go for a tier 4. It's probably double Rax is the smarter play.
Mushi has his Aegis for another 2 minutes, so they're definitely going to be able to get a lot more structural damage. They can't go top because the tier 2 is still there, but they can definitely go bot.
Fnatic, not afraid of the darkness now, as they are just punching the tier 4s. Poison trying the best to be stacked up, but he can't stay too close. AU moving forward. He will see JYC. JYC gonna be dead.
Goodbye.
Yep, and they're gonna get Mosin on the way out too. This could just be it. With these two heroes dead, I just don't think they could hold the tier 4s even.
Juggernaut does respawn in 8 seconds, and he does have Omni Slash, but honestly, like, everyone on Fnatic can just face tank a full Omni Slash and be fine. Demon has almost 2k HP. Ohio is actually the squishiest hero on the team almost, which is, if the starter is the squishiest hero, you're not in good shape.
He's got Foreshadow Blade. He's not gonna die to that either. It looks like we're gonna see it from the back. DDZ with his heart, he goes on Demon, gets crushed promptly, and now he's in a lot of trouble. MTR gets 3-man, 3-shot. Okay, looks like he's gonna be dead as well. Multicast going on Mushi, the Omni Slash flying out, but like you said, they are just face tanking it. Lance now his spin away, he jumps back out, but now what's up? How are you gonna defend the base? Mushi in the middle of everything, they go in for Mushi. Mushi says he doesn't care, he's just actually right-clicking everybody. Lance will go down once again, DDZ soon to follow, and that's gonna be GG into game 3 go as Fnatic evens the series up. Maybe one Blink Dagger too many.
Maybe 2 Blink Daggers too many. I mean, I'm not one to talk, I'm not in these matches, I don't know what kind of communication that they're having, but for me, PL can't build like that. Like, Medusa was just indiscriminately hitting things. Like, it didn't matter what she targeted. Split shot, yeah, maybe you eventually hit the hero. Who cares? He's not damaging me. I don't care who is attacking me. I don't care what items you have, if most of them are just to tank you up and keep you alive. It was questionable itemization from Power Gaming that ultimately was their downfall, in my opinion.
Well, that's going to do it for Game 2, and the exciting conclusion of the series will be coming up next in about 5 minutes time. The winner of this series gets to stay alive, and they move on to the grand finals, a best of 5, and they're going to be going up to Power Gaming. So I can't wait. I think both of these teams have shown us an amazing series so far. Let's see what we got for Game 3. We'll be back, guys.